All right. Hi everyone. This is sykochica. I'm over on Steemit, and here today I'm going to be talking and interviewing Bitcoin Ben. He's been doing some various crypto content creation, you can say, between like YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, just kind of trying to, I don't know, expose the masses to kind of what crypto is, some of its uses, and even kind of ideas of where it's going in the future. Uh, I do appreciate you joining me, Ben. I loved our talk a couple weeks ago and we got to hang out. And I've been excited to be able to kind of do this with you here online and actually share you a bit more with the community. You been doing all right today?
Oh, I'm doing wonderful. It is gorgeous here in St. Louis. Love it.
Oh, I hear you. I'm right down the road from you. It's definitely wonderful weather for January, that's for sure. Uh,
Absolutely.
So just to kind of get things rolling here, I've seen your videos and everything you've been putting out for the last 6+ months or so. Um, so just to kind of start off, what kind of got you into crypto in the first place?
Well, a lot like a lot of other people, I heard of cryptocurrency. Well, not really cryptocurrency. I heard of, the Bitcoin quite a few years ago, paying the attention to it. And then about a year and a half ago, I heard a few interviews. I got some interest. I started uh, educating myself on cryptocurrencies, blockchain, of the tech behind it. A year and a couple months ago is when I originally bought in, and it has been one hell of a ride ever since.
Was there kind of like a specific time or step or event that kind of pushed you over the edge to kind of be like, okay, yeah, I'm not only gonna watch this, but I'm actually gonna put some money into this. Did anything specific happen, or was it just kind of an over time where you kind of became more knowledgeable and interested?
Well, excuse me. I think what originally made me buy in was once I recognized what a block was and uh, the technology and how it would move and transfer currency at a level that was, as I see it, very revolutionary because it's the the blockchain technology is really roots in libertarianism, and I am a libertarian. I really got excited that we were finally opportunity to have currency that was that was owned and operated by free will of everyone who was involved in it. And that's what really got me going.
So kind of that everyone not only gets the option to opt in to that system, but also what that system can provide. Something kind of like that.
Yeah, it's I I guess a lot of it is really the recognize the revolutionary aspect of the technology and how people would be naturally attracted to it because currencies are the complete opposite of what we have now. Currencies we use now are inflationary currencies, and cryptocurrencies are actually deflationary currencies, where your labor that you put in a cryptocurrency will remain there and actually grow in value. Of the labor that you work for, you're actually paid in like US dollars or yen or something like that. Those, through the influence of the reserve system, your value is inflated away as they actually print more money. It's the complete opposite with cryptocurrencies.
And would this hold for as you know, I've been a big time Steemit person and Steam currency for a while, and on that one it actually does print some new currency each day. Would that still kind of fall in that model, even though there's new money being printed? Well, new crypto being printed?
Yes, as long as the inflation rate is lower than the rate of adoption and rate of the value of the content that is actually put in.
I get you. We'd probably, or you'd probably be giving me a slightly different answer if this was like a bit more than a year and a half ago when the inflation was around like 100% or more.
Yeah.
Or, now it's just under 10 a year. We'll just say the market has seemed a lot happier since the inflation rate of Steam went way down a year, November of 16. Anyway, I won't make us take too much time on that one.
Oh no, that's fine.
So, before we get too far, do you want to tell me a little bit about yourself and just kind of what it is that you're trying to do as far as the content that you create? Because I know we talked about how you were specifically focusing your time on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, places where people were not already into crypto. Because we talked about why you weren't spending as much time on Steemit, where everyone there is already to some degree kind of brought into that crypto sphere, since that's what we earn there is the Steem cryptocurrency. So you want to just kind of tell me a bit about like what you're trying to accomplish with your content, kind of what you're trying to communicate and to whom?
Yeah, sure. I I want to reach as many people as I can as early as I can. And that is because this is a transition. Cryptocurrency market and the are not a little bitty, oh, that's so, oh, look at them. They're so cute over there playing with their Litecoin and their Bitcoin. That's not what I want. What I want is a global revolution, transition out of the old structure and into the new one, which is the cryptocurrencies, the tokens, the Ethereum, the whole economic system that is actually cryptocurrencies. Chose was, right, if I want new people And the largest platform was actually Facebook. And the history of me, I used to have a local radio show here in St. Louis, because there's nothing more humorous than actually talking to a guy or listening to a guy who can't really talk very well actually talk. Because because there are times when I have real trouble talking, and that's whenever the show really gets interesting, or it gets really frustrating because you're like, oh, good Lord, just spit it out loud. But and I also, when I was younger, I did a lot of stand-up comedy around St. Louis and over in Illinois, a little up in Chicago, and I did quite well there. So I thought, all right, a revolution or help lead a revolution. Why not actually make it where it's a revolution that's actually play helps people not only grasp what the revolution is, but also enjoy themselves through the revolution. Because the only revolution that I know of, if we do it right, fire any arms. You know, won't there won't be a shot heard around the world. Will be a price jump heard around the world that really catches everyone's attention. I think that's what happened last year. Excuse me. The rise in value of a lot of these cryptocurrencies really made a lot of people kind of look over and go, "What's that? Oh, at what price is it?" And that really of people's attention. And I think this year it's going to be even more amazing here, if that's possible, which I know it is.
We've definitely come a really long way from that first purchase with crypto. What was it, $50 worth of pizza for 10,000 Bitcoin back in like what, '09 or
Yeah,
just a little bit. That ends up being a pretty expensive pizza in the end. But I'm glad they
yeah,
did it because it had to start somewhere. Along those same lines, because I definitely was there this last, especially the end of last year, where just all the prices went through the roof. Um, so I wanted to ask, one, what do you think was kind of driving some of that price increase? I know you kind of touched on it as far as people getting exposed to it, but why do you think they were necessarily then putting their money in just because they heard of it? And then two, what do you think it's going to take as we start moving forward? Because we all know it's a little, we'll just say there's not the easiest method of like spending your Bitcoin or spending your crypto. There's a few options out there, but it's not quite as easy as just like swiping the debit card from your bank at times.
right. Um, well, as for what happened last year, it's a pretty easy explanation. For the very first time in human history, and going on, and is production a currency that is actually truly completely global has relative easy access to, and is more importantly, which means it increases in value the more people that use it.
What was the last part? More importantly, and then it kind of chopped off on me.
Oh, most importantly is that the cryptocurrencies are actually deflationary, which means they accumulate value the more that they're used. What happened last year is that we had an event, and the event was and I'm going to use a word that's usually not very popular. The human emotion of greed came into play with a currency that is actually deflationary. Now, whenever you take a deflationary currency and you actually mix it with greed on a global platform, then rush. It's exactly what happened in California in the 1800s. Had roads and trails out to California. Relatively, mind you, were relatively easy to travel. The 1800s gold rush. Well, those roads are in place now in cryptocurrencies like Coinbase and other apps and other platforms all over the world. You have a group of currencies and also tokens that are deflationary, and they are available over the whole globe. The more people who get involved, the higher the prices go, and then kicks in the emotion of greed. People look at it and go, man, if I would have bought a month ago, look what it would be worth. And everyone, a large group of people last year, they saw that and they rushed in. And over all of last year, there was such a wave of not really using cryptocurrencies more than looking at the value of them. Oh, I can actually make more money.
So kind of that fear of missing out, investment kind of mindset kicking in.
Absolutely. And that's what's going to push the cryptocurrency market of this year is that greed and that like, oh, I got the FOMO. But what's going to happen is it's actually going to reach a point where it's going to slowly transition from, or not really away, but more of a blend where you have cryptocurrencies and you have people who have made a lot of money in cryptocurrencies, and these cryptocurrencies nice value. And once we reach a point where there's so much recognized value there that and Walgreens and places that you purchase things, they don't care what you use to actually purchase with, as long as as long as they have a way to use it also. Walmart will accept cryptocurrencies. It's just the natural evolution, because they aren't going to leave people out there with that much in cryptocurrency, with the ease of exchange that will roll out this year, because there's a lot of platforms that launch where crypto point of sales will be a whole lot easier. And as that rolls out, Walmart, Amazon, these larger, they'll recognize, man, there's a lot of people out there that if we had a plug-in on our website, or if we had a choice where if you want to use cryptocurrencies, you can. There's a lot of people who have a lot of money in these. Let's kind of tap into it. They will do it because of their greed. And remember, greed is not a bad thing as long used in the right way. Because if you really love your wife, like I love my wife, I greedily love my wife. I go greedy for her love. It just drives me crazy. Now, is that a bad thing?
Oh, definitely not.
So, towards the right thing is great, because it's kind of like they say, well, money is the root of all evil. Well, that's not true. If you have a lot of money and you help homeless people, is that evil? No, of course not. It's actually what you use it for that is either good or actually bad.
It's kind of like the generic definition of like, is power good or evil? It is what it is. It's always how it's wielded.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think this year the advancements here with like platforms and the level of adoption and the level of places that you can use your cryptocurrencies increase amazingly. And I see that I'm involved with the Litecoin. I see it from the inside, and it is amazing actually being built. Absolutely amazing. Now, I have lots of people ask, what's going on with Litecoin? We need some announcements. We need this and we need that. A lot of what is coming can't really talk about because contracts and like legal agreements and things like that really can't talk about, or else you will get sued. And I don't want but on the inside, I don't think the average person really appreciates what happened this year in the cryptocurrency arena. This year is going to make last year look like it. Like, wow, that was cute. Boy, wasn't 2017 cute? and 18 is going to be, it was a pretty good year when you look at 2019. Is going to grow and grow and grow to a point where there's going to wealthy people in 2018 and 2019 that right now they pay rent. And it's at that level.
I did want to ask before we go too far. You had mentioned kind of Litecoin and seeing things kind of from the inside. I definitely don't want you to feel like you're having to disclose anything that you shouldn't be here. But I remember hearing that you recently got hired onto Litecoin. Like that's kind of how you're seeing some of the inside. How'd you get hooked up? Like even getting in there? What is it that you're even doing for them?
I am on their kind of the mark, um, exposing people to Litecoin and the options, and when there are announcements, and and how I originally got involved with it was out a tweet to Charlie Lee, and
Like the Charlie Lee?
yeah, the Charlie Lee, and a video on why good to help the Litecoin project. And he watched it and he said, okay, let's bring you on. And I think the reason he did, I think him and I each kind of share the overall view what we want cryptocurrencies to eventually do. About the price right now, probably we, we are more interested in the revolution and the transition than oh, is Litecoin up $100? We see that as, yeah, that's nice. It's not why I'm in it, and that's not why he's in it.
Well, I figured it's worth pointing out here, just since we're our audience for this is kind of people newer to crypto or not exposed at all. Um, so feel free to correct me if I'm wrong here. Charlie Lee is like one of the founders or heads of Litecoin. Like I know he's been working with them for a long time. What exactly is Charlie Lee's kind of position there?
Charlie Lee, the he is the creator of Litecoin. He's Satoshi Nakamoto of Litecoin. He the code it in 11, I think.
Oh, 2011?
Yeah. And Bitcoin is a lot like Bitcoin, except a lot quicker, and how it's written, it uses a completely different algorithm, which if there's a lot of newer people in here, that doesn't really matter to them. they don't really care, oh, what's an algorithm? Why is Litecoin better than or quicker than Bitcoin? What they would actually care about is Litecoin is so much cheaper to use as a cryptocurrency because it has a lower transaction fee.
I was
move.
actually driving people, like, especially at the end of last year when the Bitcoin fees were going through the roof. I was actually directing a lot of people to use like Litecoin or even Ethereum instead, just because it was a lot faster and a hell of a lot cheaper on fees.
Yes, yes, and it's that Litecoin has the technology upgrade of the segregated witness, the uh, which also was also implemented on uh, on uh, on Bitcoin. Now they're rolling out what is called the Lightning Network. Now, the Lightning Network is revolutionary, absolutely revolutionary inside of a revolution. That's what's so great. There's so many different revolutions going on right now that it's kind of hard to keep track of them. Uh, but the Lightning Network, I explain it like this. All right. Your credit card. When you go shopping, you walk up, you pay, you swipe your card. The swiper recognizes if you're using Visa or if you're using Discover or if you're using MasterCard. It recognizes which one you're using.
I
The
get you.
light, huh?
I get you.
Oh, yeah. The Lightning Network is that. That's what the Lightning Network is. And Litecoin and actually Bitcoin are on the Lightning Network. So Walmart or Walgreens or Amazon or whoever wants to accept cryptocurrencies will use the Lightning wallet and the Lightning Network. And that way will be even cheaper to use, and so will actual Bitcoin.
So how much faster would it be? Because I know like the minimum for a Bitcoin transaction is what 10 minutes, and at the end of last year we saw it sometimes take days. I couldn't imagine standing in the checkout line at the grocery store waiting for 10 minutes, let alone days. What kind of transaction time do you see the Lightning Network being able to provide?
The Lightning Network will actually make almost instantaneously, over 1 million transactions per second.
So it'll just feel like we're using our normal credit or debit card at that point.
Absolutely. That that revolution in its the Lightning Network will actually be very appealing to the Walmarts of the world because the Lightning wallet that they will use uh, is it's not only not going to cost them anything like whenever they use like Visa or a MasterCard, Walmart loses 2 or 3% each transaction that is used a credit card or a Visa or a MasterCard, where with the Lightning wallet and the Lightning Network, their wallet will earn uh, currency handling transactions over the Lightning Network. So instead of losing money, they'll actually be making money whenever they accept cryptocurrencies. Deal because Walmart is a huge corporation. That's what will push this is, guys, wow, not only will I get paid, but it won't cost me 8% on every transaction. I'll actually get paid to receive and accept these cryptocurrencies.
So this sounds exactly like kind of that good use case of greed, like you were talking about before, where it, we all have kind of a motivation to have either, I don't want to just say more stuff, but have what we're capable of doing with what we have go further, and kind of use that as just a natural motivator. I did want. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead. I wasn't really going to add anything of actual value there. I was just going to agree with you.
What I wanted to ask is because we talked about before, as far as this last year, there was a lot of people that had money to invest, kind of on that more speculation side of I'll make money off of what I put in here. But we also kind of need those people that don't exactly have that disposable investment money, um, to actually start using and noticing cryptocurrencies. So my question is, in that sense of like the coming revolution, where the big breakout of crypto being adopted by masses, what's the benefit for kind of the normal person that just has the normal job? They may have a little bit of extra income, but they're not really like in an investor sort of standpoint. How would that kind of affect or start benefiting just a normal, non well off person?
All right, this is where it gets really interesting, and this is where I get really excited.
I thought you might enjoy this line.
Yeah. The future, amazing. In the future, in the near future, I'd say this year, and we saw an example of it, or brought out last week, where there is a cryptocurrency. If you walk and you have this app on your actual phone,
Mhm.
that as you walk, you can earn cryptocurrencies.
Really?
Yes.
What's this one called? Do you remember?
I do not remember it. I read an article on it this week. It's an amazing idea where they reward you to exercise. And uh, uh, I haven't done a whole lot of research on that project, but it looked just amazing. And that's what the future actually be. The future is transition away or into a kind of a blend of being rewarded and your attention rewarded. Where,
I think I found it here. Is it the Sweatcoin app?
yeah,
So it's kind of like what Pokemon Go did, but instead of giving you Pokemon or experience points or whatever you got, you actually get cryptocurrency. It's actually worth monetary value.
yep, absolutely. And televisions that are being made as we speak that have wallets in them. And in the future, you get paid little bitty micro payments to allow advertising, where we're kind of reversing now. Where in the old days, the advertisers paid, NBC, ABC. They ran the ads. You had to sit through them. You had to wait. This sucks. Now, if you don't want any ads at all, you don't have to watch them. You can fast forward through them. You can hop right over them. You don't have to look at any ads. Well, with cryptocurrencies, what happen now is in your TV, you'll have a wallet, or even more interesting idea, if you use Roku or you use Netflix, that there's a plug-in there that if you that plug-in, you'll earn cryptocurrencies if you let the ads run.
So I can make money by just sitting there technically watching TV.
Absolutely, because the value, what you look at, what you watch, what you expose yourself to, what the advertisers have always wanted. They have wanted everybody's attention. And there's a little token out there called the attention token. And if you don't have some of those, you might want to look into that project and check it out. Because that's the future. How a lot of normal people will actually get involved with cryptocurrencies. There will be
You said
TV.
pigeon token, like PIDGEN?
Huh?
You said it was called the pigeon token, like PIDGEN?
No. It's actually called the Basic Attention Token, BAT.
Ah, gotcha.
And that token, what's going to happen is one of these evenings, you're going to get home, you're going to switch on Netflix, and there will be a little announcement right there that says, now you can get paid for your attention. And Roku or your Netflix will have a wallet right there. Wallet that if you choose, the money or the cryptocurrencies that you accumulate in your wallet on your Netflix device can be used for in-app purchases like movies, towards your subscription of your Netflix. And this is how it's all going to move. And not only with TV, this will happen online and on Facebook. You'll have a cryptocurrency wallet, a plug-in, and on Facebook, and you'll enable ads and actually let ads run, or on YouTube, you'll actually, if you run a YouTube channel, you'll get paid in real time, you and also your viewers, paid in real time if you let ads play. Now, these are micro payments, Rich, sitting there watching TV. But these are cryptocurrencies. So hold them, the value of them will actually go up. If you watched an ad last year, and at that time, that cryptocurrency was worth maybe $1 each, it's worth, I don't know, $4 or $5. Holy cow, I got like $21 in here. I'll use that for an in-app purchase towards a product on YouTube, or a product that I want on Facebook, or on Amazon or something like that. This is how it's all going to roll out, is or you're going to be able to actually make an income off of your attention. And what it's exactly what you do. Content, you put your attention into a community, and you add to the community people who read your content or watch your videos and and actually upvote or share or write a comment, their attention towards it.
On that, just like that concept alone, like since I started Steemit, I've heard the phrase attention economy very
Yes.
often. And I do definitely agree that that's kind of what we're moving towards. Of on the one end, there's kind of our work life, as far as the things that we do, make, etc. And then there's the stuff that we do in our free time that now is also able to kind of be monetized, like you're saying. So sometimes people are actually able to be professional content creators, like people on YouTube, and now we even have on Steemit people that is their entire income. I did want to ask before we go too far, because it ties in so well here. Um, I know we talked a little when we met a couple weeks ago about the smart media tokens that Steemit is going to be launching this year. Uh,
Yep.
do you remember a whole lot about that, or have you seen much on that?
Uh, I don't know a whole lot about it. You explained it kind of in general, and I grasp the concept of it. If you would elaborate a little and refresh my memory, that'd be
Sure.
great.
It it's essentially what you were just talking about, as far as being able to set up your website, whether it's just your own blog on WordPress, or you're kind of talking about on YouTube or Facebook. Uh, it What these smart media tokens will let you do is, you as a business or a content creator can choose to create your own token, so essentially your own cryptocurrency, to be able to reward and interact with your customers, your viewers, your people that support you, whatever relationship that you have, to kind of reward them for the behavior you're looking for, whether it's just kind of being there in chat and having good conversation, to writing articles about whatever you do or your topics, to attending special events where you just want people to kind of get together and have more a sense community that they can then redeem for different things. I don't want to get too broad, because with the way these tokens are to be set up, you can choose how you want them to work. You can say, I want them to be sold on the market, or I want them to hold a certain value, or I just want them to be able to be redeemed for things in, say, my own store. Like you said with Netflix, of turn in 10 tokens, get a free movie that would have cost you a little money. Um, on the one side, it says that it's only going to cost $1, and you just have to have a Steemit account to be able to create one. So it makes it extremely accessible compared to what people were doing with off the Ethereum blockchain with the ERC20 tokens.
Yeah.
And it's also going to be, they're making it so it's easy to integrate with other websites. So my example is, well, one that's already kind of in the works as far as the business proposition is, people go on websites, whether it's Amazon or just any sort of service that people do, as far as leaving reviews, like how good was the movie, how good was the service, and there's a lot of value in those. And when you're, say, on Amazon looking at product reviews, there's always that little up or down vote of, was this review helpful? So, just using that example, if you were looking to entice people to leave more and better reviews, where the more of those "this was helpful" kind of upvotes that it got, they actually got compensated for doing so. And it reinforces that behavior to, again, leave more and better reviews. And for the business, it's beneficial for them. For the user, they get better reviews and easier access to find them. And the people doing the reviewing actually get compensated for their time. All of this will be happening on, in this scenario, the Amazon website themselves. The user wouldn't have to be going to Steemit or, handling all that. They would just have their own wallet that they could then redeem stuff with Amazon for what they were, quote unquote, paid for the reviews. And they can even have monetary value if you set them up to work that way. There's a great post by the user Donkey Pong titled "The Day the Paywalls Died" that kind of gets into a great use case scenario of a college kid going home and helping save his family's newspaper business. I won't get too in depth, but it kind of walks you through kind of a potential scenario over a couple of years of how they actually use these tokens to be able to help save this business by rewarding people that just were subscribing at first. Some of these tokens, ones that showed up to their events, they could use these tokens to pay for their next year's subscription, until eventually advertisers noticed that they could pay a little bit for these tokens and then use them as a way to get people's attention, just like we were talking about before, by holding their own events or offering them along with their own services, get the oil change over here and get 10 free Bitcoin Ben tokens, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's that's is our future is uh, as this all rolls out and as more people got needed to run our economy because of automation, that people will be able to earn an income, or at least a little income, in many different ways. And this is going to help in the transition old labor based to the new attention based, where this is all leading to. That's our goal line. That's when the revolution is almost completely revolutionized. and that's where I see it in probably between 8 years, where how we live now and what we do with our time is going to be so much completely different in 10 years than it is now. There to be a lot more happy people in 10 years than there are now, because move through this, there's so many different things that are going to change in great way, because the of the cryptocurrencies and the structure of our currencies are going to change, where security is not going to be an issue. They're going to provide answers to you that people can't even imagine yet. It's this is going to solve so many of our economic problems that it's actually going to reach a point where if you have a computer or if you have a TV, uh, you'll actually involved in cryptocurrencies while you drive your car. And whether you know it or not, actually be involved in the cryptocurrency world and in so many different levels will all trickle into your wallet at home or in your TV, whichever wallet you use as like your this is my number one wallet.
Well, and even just having a smartphone would fit you in
Right.
with that too. And I know worldwide not everyone has a smartphone, but we're getting there.
Absolutely. We're getting very, very close.
So
Well,
oh, go ahead.
do it, but I have to let you go because I have a consultation here in a couple minutes.
Oh, no problem. I was about to wrap this up as well. It's not a problem. Was
Oh, okay.
was if so just real quick in closing, if you had one message to somebody that's not involved in cryptocurrency at all, what would you say to them?
I would say that it's early. You're so early. Just hearing this, you're early. Just listening to this show, it's not too late. You can actually get involved and educate yourself, and then actually get involved because education is free, at least.
Oh
Um,
yeah,
listen to shows, listen to YouTube, read your posts,
ask questions.
ask, ask questions on YouTube or on Facebook or on Twitter. Ask people because I'm telling you now, people involved in currencies, we're exactly like if you're talking with a person who actually does like CrossFit or hey, I'm vegan. Let me tell you how I love it. We love talking about cryptocurrencies, and we will talk to you until you just walk away.
I'll attest to that.
Absolutely.
Well, we definitely will be doing some more of these. We're still working out the details as to kind of how often. But just for anyone listening, we are going to keep kind of putting out shows like this, even if it's a little less specific interview. But I definitely wanted to thank Bitcoin Ben for joining us here today. I'll definitely keep everyone posted on when we kind of start putting this up a little more regularly. And they'll be posted exclusively here on Steemit, and then I'll have the videos on YouTube for now until I move them over to DTube, which is something we can talk about next time.
There we go.
I appreciate you joining me, Ben. We'll definitely be in touch and kind of work it out from here. But yeah, you're always a pleasure to talk to. I love hearing what you've got in mind.
Oh, well, thank you. And I appreciate you.
Oh, thank you. Well, I won't keep you. I know you've got the consultation to go to, and I appreciate everybody listening. And we'll go ahead and end up the show here, but keep an eye out for when we do some more of these.
All right.